Hello, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Rise and Thrive with EHE Health, an innovative series where we discuss all things health together. My name is Khadija, and I am an administrative coordinator with compliance at EHE. And today I am joined by Nikki Nie, medicated coach. Welcome, Nikki.
Hi, Khadija. Hi, everyone. So nice to be here.
Nikki, can you let us know a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a 500-hour registered yoga and meditation teacher. And the background that I've studied in yoga is Tantric yoga. And so I did my 500 hours of study as well as teaching all in Bali, Indonesia, before coming back to Los Angeles to continue sharing. I'm also a Reiki healer. And before I got into this journey, I was a fitness instructor, a professional dancer, a makeup artist. And so it's really been this thread of seeing the beauty within somebody and being able to take that natural essence out to the surface so that they can feel it from the inside out. And that's why I got asked to be here today.
Thank you, Nikki. That sounds amazing. Um, so, meditation is known to have numerous benefits for our mental and physical health, yet many of us do not find the time for it during our busy days. Um, Nikki, can you tell us more about the powerful benefits of meditation?
Sure. So I think most people are drawn to meditation because they hear that it can, help to manage stress or reduce anxiety or depression. It helps us to build immunity, um, build joy. I mean, really, that's why I practice meditation is to bring me every single morning before the world pulls you in all different directions to find a sense of groundedness and peace within and a connection to something that's bigger than just yourself. And so I know for me, my biggest benefit is that when I meditate, I have such a deeper reservoir of patience and of kindness. I feel more joy and just gratitude and appreciation for life, regardless of what's going on externally. So it's on me if I'm going to be happy that day or if I'm going to be a nervous wreck.
Sounds about right. Yeah, we have to push ourselves. Now, before we get into, I know Nikki's going to show us a little demonstration today, but I wanted to go more into meditation. I know there is something called tantric meditation. Can you explain to us what that is?
Yeah, so I think that when I tell people that I'm a tantric hatha yoga teacher, they automatically, in the West at least, if you don't know what tantra is, um, associate that with some type of sexual practice. So I think if you Google tantra, you'll just find like tantric massage and all these like very erotic practices. And what is important for me to do is to really bring the truth to what tantra really is. And so in order to do that, one thing that I like to explain is that tantra has three different schools of practice. So it's a practice that originated in India, and these three schools that are, been practicing for thousands of years, these traditional practices. These three schools are called Kaula, Samaya, and Mishra. So Kaula is where it's all external practices, and Samaya is all internal work, and Mishra is kind of a mix of both. And so within the Kaula system or school, there are two paths. And so the left-handed and the right-handed path. Most practices that we have access to are in the right-handed path. And there are very few teachers that still are teaching the left-handed path. And so if you are able to follow that path, within that, there are practices that involve the use of alcohol, of meat, and of sexual practices. That is not the path that I have studied. So I just want to make people understand that in 3 schools, 1 school, 2 paths, 1 path, like a tiny bit of it involves these very specific, very scientific sexual practices that involve mantra and mudra and things that we don't see really happening when people claim that it's a tantric sex practice. So just to clear the air, we ain't gonna do anything like that today. So sorry if you are disappointed with that. But to really now explain to you what Tantra is so that you walk away being like, oh, I did a Tantric meditation because of these things. So my schooling has taught me, and my teacher has taught me, that Tantra and the Sanskrit language really has so much more potency than English. So we have so many definitions for one simple Sanskrit word. So a few definitions of Tantra can mean to expand beyond your limits. So I like to really think of it as Tantra helps me to be the biggest, brightest version of myself. And another definition of Tantra is to weave. So it's a way that we can think about what we do on our mat or sitting on our cushion and the fruits of that labor, of that discipline, of practicing every single day, these very scientific kriyas, we call them. To take the fruits of our practice and to be able to weave them into every part of our lives, that is living in this tantric worldview, where we don't just see ourselves or the practice or something outside of us as divine and sacred. It's really woven into everything. And this tapestry of life, we can see divinity and sacredness in our meditations, but we could also see it in those moments of washing dishes or dropping your kids off or folding laundry. Like, it's in everything. And ultimately Tantra says that that the divine, that God, that the universe, love, source, is part of you, and you don't have to look to anyone else to connect to that. Truly, we are our own source of healing.
That sounds beautiful. I think a lot of us don't really think about what we do on a daily basis that might be tantric, but thank you for explaining. I know with everything going on this previous year, and even who knows how long we might be stuck at home for most of us, how can this help us, meditation per se, help us manage our anxiety, stress, depression? I know a lot of us are confined to our home. A lot of us might be living alone. How can this help us manage and kind of just calm us down?
Yeah, I think what you really discover the more that you sit and practice, is that you're never alone. You're part of something bigger. And what I find so special and different about Tantra meditations opposed to other modalities is that Tantra is interested in not having to empty our mind or try to quiet it. I think so many people are like, oh, I can't meditate because my mind is like going all over the place the whole time. You're like, obviously, that's what our mind does. Like, you're doing it still correctly. But rather than just trying to sit and just be like, meditating, my mind's empty, right? I don't know, feels like it's not. And then that can just produce more stress or more anxiety because you're like, I don't think I'm doing it right. What I find helpful is that Tantra recognizes that the mind likes to spin and it likes to move, and it's very interested in lots of different things all the time. So rather than trying to empty it, we try to seduce it with something that is more positively charged. And then from that place, we can drop into that connection of bliss, of spiritual awakening, of oneness. And so tantric meditations typically will have some form of pranayama in the beginning, some type of breath, because the breath helps us to connect to our mind. And then a kriya. So a kriya is an action, and it's something that we can do that gives the mind something to be interested in. So that can be a visualization, that can be a specific mantra that you're working with. Today, we're working with a visualization though.
Okay. So do you think, like, this is some kind of, maybe a lot of us might have a question. Do you think it slows down aging?
I mean, there's actually so much research now that has been done with meditation. Um, and one thing that my teacher has told me is that when you're born, it's not about the amount of years that you have on your life. That's not the expiration date. What the yogis believe is that you have a certain amount of breaths. So if we can start extending our breath through the work of pranayama and being able to deepen our lung capacity so that we're not just taking these shallow breaths all day long unconsciously, but we're starting to slow that rhythm down, then that we start to extend our life. And I know, just like out of practice, if I'm in a really deep place of meditation, I've seen myself in the mirror afterwards, and like there's just this clarity in your eyes and this luminosity in your skin, that I can look in the mirror after meditation and be like, oh my gosh, I look beautiful right now. Even when you did like moments before, you're like in your sweats and no makeup or whatever those things are. I really do feel like it just brings out that clarity, that youthfulness. So I think that meditation keeps you young. I mean, I'm 38 years old and most people don't believe that. So I'm chalking it up to my practice.
I completely agree with everything you're saying. I'm not a person who really meditates on a daily basis, but when I think of meditation, I think of when I was in undergrad, they provided these yoga classes right in my school. You could go whenever you were free, and all the stress that you were going through that day, when you just went there, you felt lighter. It didn't feel like your life was just so stressful. You feel calmer, lighter, and just happier to be alive.
Exactly.
And I don't know about most people. What I always think about is um, a lot of people may not experience this, but I experience a lot of sleep problems with sleep. So, would you think that meditation can help us improve our sleep or maybe sleep patterns?
Mm, yeah. Um, the great thing about meditation is anytime we start to turn our conscious awareness inward, the brain waves start to change. So typically in our waking state, most of the day we're in those beta waves. And when we start to sleep, in deep sleep, when our body actually gets to heal, that's when we can get into our alpha, our delta, our theta waves. And the more that we can do that outside of sleep, the more success that we have in just being able to fall asleep. So if you do have trouble sleeping, I highly recommend doing some type of meditation or breathing exercises before bed, and just being able to shut everything down, shut everything off. You know, we have so much access to everything at every moment
Mhm.
that I know so many people that will just be on their phone literally until bed. And then you just like put your phone down and then try to fall
That's
asleep.
me.
And
That's me,
so
Nikki.
if you do fall asleep because you're exhausted, because you've been on
Mhm.
your phone working all day on your computer, that's not going to be very restful sleep. And more than likely, you're going to wake up again throughout the night because you're not allowing yourself to just drop into your parasympathetic state. So I find that if you're doing some type of ritual, some type of practice where you're allowing everything to just turn off before you're just falling asleep, your sleep will be so much more restful, so much deeper, and you'll gain access of those really nice slow theta waves, and not have to continuously like wake up and mind is still going. So
So,
I find meditation helps a lot with that.
mhm. So just a follow-up question on that. So you're saying like before sleep can help, like meditating. But so my question is, so can we meditate anytime throughout the day, or is there a specific time which might help start your day better or something like that?
Yeah, I always try to get my clients to start meditation the first thing in their day. So before you're like checking your emails, your social media likes, or whatever, that you just keep your phone off and go and maybe do a little bit of movement. I always practice some asana, so some yoga poses um, before that. But if somebody is like, I like to run or do that, like you can go exercise or whatever before is a good way just to awaken the body. But to do some type of meditation first thing in the morning truly sets your day up for success. But here's the thing. Some people are like, I have kids, I start my job at 6 a.m. or whatever those things are. So if that's the case, it's like meditate whenever you can meditate. If you can't meditate first thing in the morning, I mean, I'm single, I don't have kids, like I have like a whole hour long practice that I get to do. And that might not always be the case. So if you can't find the time first thing in the morning, do it whenever you can throughout the day. And then if you can do it twice a day, even better. If you feel like you don't have the time to meditate, that means you need to do it even more. And as a way to prep for sleep, you can do your meditation in bed even. Like there's some really great practices that you can do as a prep for bed. There's specific breathing exercises that you can do for bed. One little tip that you can just take away with right now to help you get to bed and to rest more easily is just lay down, turn off all your things, close your eyes, put a hand on your tummy, and just start to breathe in and out your nose and feel your belly rise and fall. Because a lot of times we're breathing up into our chest, and those like shallow breaths are going to keep us stressed out. If you just consciously start breathing down into your belly, maybe longer exhale, that's very soothing as well than the inhale. That
So,
can start to get you to a nice sleepy state.
so sitting down and crossing our legs per se, we don't really necessarily have to do that to meditate. Is that what you're saying? We can either lay down, and I know a lot of us are working from home. Can we meditate in our chair?
100%. Yeah. A lot of times I'll guide my clients in the beginning. It takes quite a lot of like core strength to stay
Mhm.
upright and seated without any back support. So that's really an advanced already practice that you want to start in small increments before you can do that with ease. If you're sitting and your meditation and you're like constantly moving out of it because your back hurts, your foot's
Mhm.
falling asleep, like that's not going to allow you to get very deep in your meditation. So especially even for today's practice, like feel free to do it seated just as you are on your desk chair. You just want to make sure that the feet are flat on the floor. Feet are flat on the floor. The knees have about a 90-degree angle bend if possible. And then your spine is upright. So you may need to scoot all the way back into your chair so that you have that support. And if you have the access to sitting down on the floor on a cushion, you can do that. You can lay down.
Okay. And is there like a way that's you would prefer? Can we do it with our eyes open, eyes closed?
I suggest doing it with your eyes closed. There are definitely practices that we do with eyes open, but I find that takes a lot more focus and concentration. So, in the beginning, if we can just take away that sense of sight, we already can start bringing our awareness internal and not have to be like, oh, look at that. Oh, I need to clean that. Oh, like all the things that we see when our eyes are open.
Mhm.
When we just turn that off by closing them softly, our gaze starts to go internally, and then we can open up to this other world of possibility and adventure within.
So I know you said we would be doing a visual meditation today. So to all our viewers, do you recommend us close our eyes today for this
Yeah.
meditation? Okay.
So you'll close your eyes, and I think some people often I hear will be like, I'm not very good at visualizing.
Mhm.
So it's like, even right now, like close your eyes and just try to imagine me. Like, what was color is the sweater that I'm wearing? And if you have some idea, there's a color that pops up in your head, open your eyes. Like that's visualization. So it doesn't have to be this like, oh my gosh, I saw like the depths of the cosmos in a blue light beaming from. No, it doesn't always have to be that. If you can just see with your own mind's eye,
Mhm.
that picture that we're creating, that is perfect. And it's just being able to trust where you're at and leaning into that and knowing that there's no way you can get this wrong, because everyone's right is different.
Perfect. So do you want to get started, Nikki, and
I
show
think
us the meditation practice?
I think that's a good idea, Khadija. So for all of our viewers, go ahead and like turn your notifications off, silence your phone, put those things down, give yourself the next like 10 minutes to just do something for you that is going to benefit everyone around you in your life and is going to for sure take care of yourself. So find your seat. So feet flat on the floor. If you're in a chair, shoulders roll back, or lay down or sit on a cushion. And then from here, let's just go ahead and close the eyes. And they don't have to be scrunched or squinted. Just softly close the eyes, relax your face. And let's all take a deep breath in through the nose as you roll the shoulders up. And then exhale, ha sound out the mouth as you drop the shoulders down. Deep breath in, shoulders roll up towards your ears. Ha sound out as you exhale, drop the shoulders towards the floor. One more like that. Deep breath in, fill your lungs up with this healing oxygen. Long exhale, make some noise. And just let yourself get present in this moment, transitioning from whatever you just are doing to what you get to do right now by simply bringing your awareness in. And as you just start to become more aware of your body and your breath, let everything relax. So take a quick body scan, maybe from the top of your head down. For me, I often will hold tension in my shoulders or in my jaw. So you might just want to unclench the jaw, release the tongue off the roof of your mouth. Give yourself a swallow. And any areas that you still feel are holding or gripping, see if you can let your next couple of exhales release that. And just switching only the muscles that need to be turned on for you to stay seated or laying down with the spine elongated. And if it's not already, let the lips be sealed so that your breath is now moving just in and out of your nose. Each inhale, belly rises. Each exhale, belly falls. If you're not sure if you're breathing down into your belly, you can place a hand there on your navel and just try to bring your breath to that place. Diaphragmatic breathing is so soothing, so calming. And for today's practice, we'll begin by extending the breath out for a 6-count inhale and a 6-count exhale. It's nice and even, like an unbroken stream. Go ahead and exhale the breath out. And then inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale out your nose, drawing the navel back. And again, inhale, 6 counts to fill your belly. And then exhale out the nose. Just gently draw your navel back. Inhale, filling up. And then exhale, emptying out. Can you refine the breath? Inhale, start to count yourself through. 6 counts in. Exhale, 6 counts out. Nice and seamless. Inhale. And then exhale, drawing that navel back, a little lift of the pelvic floor even. Let's add a breath retention. Inhale to fill again, 6 counts. Exhale, 6 counts. And this time at the end of your exhale, hold your breath out for a count of 4. And then inhale again. We repeat that. Exhale for 6 counts, letting the breath just slowly seep out. Emptying out the lungs, hold your breath out for 4. Drop into this moment of awareness. Inhale. Exhale. Hold the breath out, mind steady. Inhale. Exhale. Hold out. Take yourself through one more round on your own. And after you hold the breath out, just release that conscious shaping of your breath and let it return to its natural, normal rhythm. Maybe noticing already the shift in your mood as you just dropped into a more present state. Now begin to become aware of all of your thoughts, all of your emotions today, right now, what you're feeling, all of your energies. What level is your energy at? Just take a moment to contemplate your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions and sense them being like a hover, a collection over the crown of your head. And now on your next inhale, sense that you're drawing down your emotions and energies from the crown of your head, down your spine to the very base. Hold your breath in and sense and imagine this collection of all your thoughts and emotions at the base of your spine. And exhale and sense that you are releasing all the toxins, all the negativity that you no longer need down into the core of the earth. We'll repeat that many times. Inhale, drawing energy, thoughts, emotions down the spine. Holding your breath in, awareness at the base of your spine. Feel this energy collecting there. Exhale, just trust the intelligence of your own body to be releasing the negativity down into the earth. Inhale, emotions move down the spine to the base. Hold your breath in, almost feel this pulsation at the root as this energy collects. And then exhale to just feel that release, that separation of what no longer is needed, what you don't have to hold. And then continuing on, I'll guide you through one more. Inhale, energy, emotion, thought moves down from the crown, through the throat, the heart, the belly, the sacral to the base. Holding that breath in, just sensing everything collect there, becoming more potent. And as you exhale, just distinguishing that release of all the negativity, of any trauma, any emotions that you don't need to hold. And I'd like you to guide yourself through this visualization a few more times, 3 or 4 more times. Just trust your ability to take yourself through in your own unique way. You can't get it wrong. Holding the breath in at the top to collect and exhaling to let go. If your mind started to wander, that's okay. Bring it back. We just have 2 more rounds. Just creating this internal world. And after the next round, go ahead and let go of this visualization and keep your awareness at the base of your spine. And at the base of your spine, just start to feel or see or just sense this energy. In yoga, we call this apana. It's our downward moving force. Just sense it collecting there. and giving you this grounded feeling in your body, a sense of weightiness. Maybe you even feel a stronger connection to gravity there. And then imagine your spine like an upright pillar of stability. And your mind empty and free of all negativity. And at this point, you're able to just stay in this place of meditation for as long as you'd like. And for today, we'll begin to slowly come out of it by deepening your breath. And take your palms together to rub them briskly until they get warm. And then take your heated palms and gently cup your closed eyes. And this is a way that we can reground ourselves back into the moment, re-enliven our senses. And then bringing the hands down to meet, to touch in front of your heart. Taking the chin to bow towards your chest. Just having a moment of gratitude for this time that you've taken to take care of yourself, to love yourself first, and to honor your ability to shift at any moment in time. And just staying connected and rooted to this place of stability, steadiness, and calm. Whenever you're ready, you can start to blink the eyes open and come back. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. That was fantastic, Nikki.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I'm not sure if any of us have any questions today.
Well, if anyone has questions, I'm happy to share. And if you want to connect with me off of this, my Instagram is at Nikki, Nikki underscore Nie, Nie underscore. So Nikki underscore Nie underscore. Or then you can connect with me on my website, nikkinie.com. And I'm leading a course. I haven't led an online course like this in 6 months. I'm really, really excited to share life lessons. So love yourself first lessons. And it's using these tools that have helped me to love myself first. And I'm doing this in a whole 28-day course. So running the entire month of February. If you're interested in joining, that is a place you can sign up on my website. I'm doing a free meditation and talk on Sunday on that. So if you follow me on Instagram, you can watch the IG live, and I'm just looking forward to share. I also do one-on-ones, and would be happy to connect with any of you to continue this practice.
Thank you so much, Nikki. I think our takeaway is just finding any time throughout the day for just a short amount of time. Meditating can really help us get our day started. So thank you so much for joining us today, Nikki. Everyone be sure to tune in next week for another episode of Rise and Thrive with EHE Health. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great day.